Welcome back, everyone. Back to Chess with Nas. We are back to playing rapid 10 minutes. Let's see how today goes. We are going to try to blunder less. That's what we're going to do. We're going to blunder less and hopefully play some good chess. I'll talk through what I'm thinking so that I can share my thought process around it. 1098. We're going to go, we're going to do the simple e4. I want to play principles. I don't want to get into any complicated lines here, but let's see what my opponent does. Okay. Having said that, I really want to try the Ponziani. It's a really tricky line if you don't know what you're doing. Let's see what he does. Let's see what's S1 and trader does. So the goal of the Ponziani is to get this pawn out here. Now, that's what he did. So this pawn is under attack. We know that. But we're going to try to move this pawn up anyways. And this can be very, very devious if the person doesn't know what they're doing. So let's see what my opponent does. If they take, we take. If they take here, we take back. And if they, okay. So we take back. And if they take this pawn, they did take this pawn, we push forward. Because there are only so many squares for this knight to go. Right. That knight goes there. Now, what we do is we bring this knight forward. And what we're threatening now is entry into this area over here. If my opponent does anything, okay, that's fine. That's a good move. They're threatening to take this pawn. I'm just going to play something simple like, knight here. If this opponent blunders this, okay, now we're talking. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to bring our bishop over here and give a check. There's two ways to defend this, or three ways to defend this. Either bishop, or pawn, or knight. All three ways can be very devastating for my opponent. Let's see what comes out of it. Let's see what they do here. Because this can be very devious if you don't know what you're doing. Because if the opponent brings the pawn forward, then it's just takes, so takes, and now I possibly win a rook. Or not, sorry. So I'm just attacking now. Now my opponent has to defend their queen. But I just got a bishop and I opened up my entire opponent. But my opponent has not castled yet. So they have to be very careful. Right. That makes sense. That move makes sense. How do I defend against this? Do I just ignore that and castle anyways? Or do I go check first? Because if I go check and my opponent defends this way and I just take back. But I don't want to move my knight. I really don't want to move my knight. What if I bring my queen out here? I'm worried about this. Yeah, see, I was worried about that. Now there's two attackers for this. Now I actually blundered. That was a bad move for me. So the only thing I can do is now really just go. Yeah, go check. Opponent brings this out. I could take. I don't want to take, but but my knight, I'm essentially hanging a knight if I don't take right now. So I have to take, and my opponent has to take back. And now I'm going to exchange queens because then now my opponent cannot castle anymore. What I'm also essentially doing now is looking to get this piece out here. This pawn is hanging, it's a weak pawn. I really need to connect my rooks and somehow get this knight, get this bishop out of the way. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but okay. So my opponent did that. That was a smart move. That was a good move because they're out of the way now. What are we going to do first? You know what? We're going to put some pressure. No, because then he'll just move, right? We just move the pawn up and then I just have to put development. We don't want that either. So, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. We'll figure it out. I'm going to bring this rook out here. I'm going to bring this rook out here. He moves the pawn up. That's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Because I'm not going to let the pawn move much further. That's the only square the pawn can move to. After this point over here, there's only going to be one defender if my opponent brings this away. But even if they do that, I'm going to try something very, very dangerous for my opponent right now. They should really pay attention to what they're doing. Because I'm going to try to bring my bishop here with check. See, my opponent moved. Oh, but that's just as bad. Because, I mean, there's two things I could do now. I could pin the knight here, and now I'm just winning a rook. Or I could try for checkmate, where I bring my rook up and then bring this here. Takes. No, then I go check, king here, check, takes. I mean, winning the game is the end goal, right? I could just be winning a knight here. If I go here and king comes here, then it's nothing. Then it's really nothing. But I mean, then I could go up here and possibly pin if this person, if they move up, they could move up, and I'm not getting that anyways. So I'm gonna go here, check this king right now. So I'm also gonna try to play this out at some point because I don't want any this business trying to move my bishop away. Plus, I think this move is, yeah, slightly painful for me. I need to go quickly. I'm short on time now. Okay, need to lock in. Need to lock in. Okay, that was the only move. Let's go here. Go. Here. Go here. Am I going here? If I go here, takes, nothing going on. If I go here, you could just take and I take and then nothing's happening. If I go here, that's just a blunder, then he takes. I mean, I could go here, but then he brings his rook here, and now my piece is pinned. I don't like that. If I go here, then takes, and then my king is. I really should have moved this up first, but that's okay. I couldn't have done that. I couldn't have known that. So I'm gonna bring my bishop here. And then at some point I'm gonna move my pawn up as well. I need to bring my rook over here. Need to bring my rook over here next move. But his pawn is stuck now. This pawn is stuck now because this pawn cannot move anymore. I need to go quicker on time too. Right. There or there. That would just trade off pieces. Actually, I don't mind trading off that bishop. That bishop is quite annoying for me. So what if he moves forward though? He could move forward again. It'd be quite painful for me. But he's gonna move forward anyways. So I need to be careful. So okay. Let's go there. Him trading is bad for him. If he trades this, then I essentially get my rook here. And I'm just forking both these pieces right now. So that's bad for him. Right. So that's a pin. I'm going to do two things. I'm going to do this, shooing away the knight. But if he makes the mistake of pulling his knight back, yeah, see, he didn't. So that's good that he didn't. I pull my piece back because I'm not going to give him my bishop. I'm going to give him my rook over there. If I moved it over there, my knight would just take it. But now I am threatening taking his knight. And this knight needs to move. So this knight can go here. That's right. So he moved here. Takes, 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 takes. That's an equal trade. There's nothing lost over there. But if I go takes with my pawn and he takes with his rook, I'm up. So let's take that now. I'm not up, I mean, it's still equal, but I like my position better. Okay. Okay, and now let's pin this knight. If he moves up over here, we just take it. Okay, we're gonna go. We're gonna go up one. He has to move this, otherwise he's gonna lose a knight. I'm really short on time. I need to play faster. Oh, I blundered that. Did not see that. Okay, need to lock in, need to lock in. Let's go. Here becomes I take. Ooh, that was a bad move. That was a bad move. I wonder if he's gonna see it. He did not see it. I just lost him. Okay, that's fine. Keep going. Takes. Yeah, he's winning. Yeah, this is GG's. Yeah, this is GG's. Okay, cool. Let's message GG, send. Yeah. Oh well, win some, you lose some. We'll keep trying.